Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from Cooking with Kimberly, and today I'm going to talk about slow cookers or crock pots. They're a really handy tool to have in your kitchen. They come in a wide variety of brands as well as, technology. You can get ones that have timers on them and specific temperatures, but if you just have a basic one that says low and high, that's going to do you just fine. And you can get away with that just about anything you want to do in a crock pot with just the low and the high settings. So today I'm going to cook a meal in my crock pot and give you a couple tips and tell you a little bit more about how to use a crock pot properly. Today I'm doing a lean ground beef chili, and I'm going to use ground beef. So if you want to brown anything, your crock pot is not where you're going to brown it. You have to brown ingredients on your stovetop in a frying pan, or you can do it in the oven. I guess you can bake things like that and brown them, caramelize them before you add them to the crock pot. Crock pots are handy for when you're going to work and you want to cook something and have it ready by the time you get home. They are also good for things that are going to stew for long periods of time, like soups or stews or stocks or chilies, things of that nature. So today it's going to be a chili, and after I brown my meat, everything's going to slow cook in that crock pot. So let's brown this ground meat in a frying pan. Now your crock pot should have a removable reservoir. So this way you can refrigerate it, you can take it with you somewhere, you can store it. Also, it's much better cleanup. This unit has electric parts, so you don't want to submerge this in water to clean it. This is easy to dishwash and to clean in your sink. So it should have a lid on it as well, keeping things nice and moist. You want to keep the liquid in here as things are slow cooking, especially if you're not supervising the whole time. So let's preheat this nice reservoir now. Now, crock pots aren't just about soups and stews. You could also bake bread in here. You can make desserts. You can do side dishes with pastas and rices and things like that. You can make casseroles. There's a wide variety of things that you are able to accomplish in a slow cooker that you may not have even thought you could do. So I'm preheating my crock pot on a high heat because this is not going to go over a long period of time. My beef will already be cooked and my beans are already cooked. All I need to do is soften up the vegetables and make sure everything gets beautifully combined and the flavors get married, okay? All right, we've diced up all of our veggies. We're going to soften them up in the frying pan, deglaze the bottom of the pan too, and make sure you get all that extra flavor that your ground beef left. All right? We'll just get them a little bit tender. The crock pot you're going to use depends upon the size of the crowd you're cooking for, whether that's going to be a crowd of people or whether you're just cooking for you and your significant other. If you're cooking for up to 4 people, you can get away with a 3-quart crock pot, but if you're cooking for a larger family than that, then you might want to invest in a 6-quart crock pot. We're just trying to make it happen a little bit quicker. Now the crock pot, not only is it going to help combine all of these ingredients and leach out all the flavors so they can combine beautifully, it's also going to keep your chili warm for an extended period of time so that maybe people come home at different times at your house, from school, from work, and they all want a hot meal, and they will all be able to have one with the crock pot turned on. And make sure you do that on low once it's finished cooking so that it just stays warm. instead of ground beef, you could have used stewing beef. And if that's the case, you could either brown it in the frying pan first, like we did with the ground beef, or you could just throw that in and allow that to slow cook with the rest of your chili all day long. So that's nice and stirred. Everything is basically seasoned. We're going to do a taste test before we serve it, and this is just going to go for a couple of hours. So throw that lid on. I'm probably going to let it go for about an hour, hour and a half before I check on it, and we're going to give it a nice stir, and you'll see me then. Well, it's been a few hours and our chili is ready to go. The carrots were probably the last thing to get finished. They just need to be tender. It took maybe 2.5 hours, but you could let this run all day again, and you can let it run on low. Today we did it on high, and that's all good. When using a crock pot, you can use a lot less fat than when cooking on your stovetop. So it's really, really handy to try and cut back on calories. You can cook very, very healthy meals. Oh, look at that. So easy. That's what we've got, a gorgeous bowl of ground beef and bean chili. Look at that. Ooh-wee. And you've got a gorgeous meal in your crock pot. Okay? Just that easy. Beautiful for maybe your kids play sports on the weekends and you guys are up early and out of the house early and you're gone all day, and by the time you get home you're so hungry. This is a perfect idea to use a crock pot for such a reason as this. Stay tuned for future recipes and shows that are high in fiber and protein and low in carbs. I hope you enjoy cooking in your slow cooker. All right, it's the moment of truth. Let's take a bite. Delicious.